Hello, my name's Jacqueline.
I'm Sam, and today we're going to be learning about how to solve exponential equations.
There are two types of basic exponential equations, growth and decay.
But before we begin, let's go over some basics.
The basic parent function of an exponential equation is y equals a times b to the x power, y being your final amount, a being your start value. B is your rate, but in decimals, and then x is time. A type of exponential equation is decay, and that means that the rate or the percent that they give you, it's going to be more than 0 but less than 1. And so how you would set up that equation, it's the same equation except your b, you're going to use the rate and you're going to subtract the rate from 1. A decay equation would look like would go downwards on a graph. And so for this problem, it says suppose you want to buy a car for $12,000. So $12,000 would be your starting value. Each year you have the car, it loses its value by 20%. So this is obviously a decay problem because it says it loses value by 20%. And then after 5 years, how much will the car be worth? So how much will the car be worth? That's your final amount, which is y. So the initial equation for an exponential problem is going to be y equals a times b to the x power. Since this is decay, we're going to set it up like y equals a times 1 minus r to the x power. R would be 20%, which is 0.2 in a decimal form. So then plugging in all of the numbers, the equation to solve would be y equals 12,000 for your initial starting value times 0.8. And it's asking after 5 years. So that would be our time. And so then what you would want to do is you would want to apply that 5 power to the 0.8. And so then you would get y equals 12,000 times 0.328, and then you would want to solve it from there, and then so you'd get y equals $3,936, and that would be your answer.
Growth is a little bit different than decay. B is always going to be greater than 1. So your B is going to be 1 plus whatever your rate is. The graph is going to look like a J curve because it's growing exponentially. Our example says, Tiffany estimates that her business is growing at a rate of 5% each year. Her profits in 2005 were $67,000. Estimate her annual profits for 2012 to the nearest 100th. So you're going to start out with your base equation, which you got from decay, and then you're going to move on to say y equals $67,000 plus times 1 plus the rate to the x power, because we had $67,000 as our starting value, and our rate is 5% each year. So our rate is going to be 0.05. And then we're going to have 1 plus, and then our x is going to be 2012 minus 2005, which is 7. 67 goes in front, equals y. So that's that equation. Your next step is going to be multiplying these two numbers together, which will give you 1.407, and then you're going to multiply that by $67,000 to give you your y, and y is going to equal and then you're also gonna have 74 cents as well, and that will be your final answer.